Hey America, Trevor Noah here. Let's talk elections, the ultimate reality show where you get to pick the winners. Think of it like this. Elections are how we hire and fire the people who run our country, from the White House to your local school board. Why should you care? Because these folks make decisions that impact your life every single day. They control everything from how your tax dollars are spent to the quality of your roads and schools. Ever complain about potholes? Wish there were more parks in your neighborhood? Elections are your chance to make your voice heard and demand better. So buckle up, America, because we're about to break down the U.S. election process and show you how to make your vote count. First things first, let's talk types of elections. Elections are the cornerstone of democracy, giving citizens the power to shape their government and influence the direction of their country. But did you know there are many different types of elections, each serving a unique purpose? We've got a whole buffet of choices here in the U.S. Just like a buffet offers a variety of dishes, our election system offers a variety of ways for citizens to participate in the democratic process. From local school board elections to the presidential race, each type of election plays a crucial role in our society. At the top, we have the presidential elections, the big show where we pick the leader of the free world. This is the most high-profile election, attracting attention not just from Americans, but from people all around the globe. Presidential elections occur every 4 years and involve a series of debates, campaigns, and primaries leading up to the final vote. Then there are the congressional elections where we choose the folks who represent us in Congress. These elections are equally important because they determine who will make the laws that govern our land. Congressional elections happen every 2 years, with all 435 seats in the House of Representatives and about 1/3 of the 100 Senate seats up for grabs. These are the senators and representatives who make the laws of the land. They debate, draft, and vote on legislation that affects every aspect of our lives, from healthcare and education to national security and the economy. Their decisions have a direct impact on our daily lives, making it essential to choose wisely. Don't forget about state and local elections. These might not get as much media attention, but they are incredibly important. State and local officials make decisions that directly affect your community, such as funding for public schools, road maintenance, and local law enforcement policies. These are super important because they determine who's in charge of things like your schools, roads, and police. Local elections can have a more immediate and noticeable impact on your daily life than national elections, so it's crucial to stay informed and participate. And let's not forget about primaries and caucuses. These are the preliminary rounds where political parties select their candidates for the general election. Primaries can be open or closed, depending on the state, and caucuses involve party members gathering to discuss and vote on their preferred candidates. These are like the pre-game show where each party picks their champion to run in the general election. The primary season is filled with debates, town halls, and campaign rallies, giving voters a chance to learn about the candidates and their platforms before making their choice. Confused yet? Don't worry, we'll dive deeper into each of these in the coming sections. Understanding the different types of elections and how they work is the first step to becoming an informed voter. Stay tuned as we break down each type of election, explain the processes involved, and highlight why your vote matters in every single one of them. Alright folks, you're fired up and ready to vote. But hold your horses, there are a few things you need to know first. First up, registration. Think of it like getting your VIP pass to the election party. You can register online, by mail, or even at some DMV offices. Easy peasy, right? Next, let's talk voting methods. We've got options galore. You can vote early in person, rock the mail-in ballot, or go old school and cast your vote on election day. Just make sure you know your state's deadlines and rules. Once you've got your ballot, take your time, read carefully, and make your voice heard. Remember, every vote counts, so don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Section 4. The Electoral College, what it is, and why it matters. Now let's talk about the Electoral College, the elephant in the room of American elections. This system is often misunderstood, yet it plays a crucial role in determining the outcome of presidential elections in the United States. This system is about as straightforward as a chameleon in a disco. It can be quite perplexing, even for those who have been voting for years. The Electoral College is a unique mechanism that has sparked debates and discussions for centuries. Here's the gist. When you vote for president, you're actually voting for a group of electors who will then cast their votes for the president. Confused yet? It's like a two-step process where your vote indirectly influences the final outcome. Each state gets a certain number of electors based on its population. This means that states with larger populations have more electors, giving them more influence in the election. For example, California, being the most populous state, has 55 electors, while smaller states like Wyoming have just 3. The candidate who wins the popular vote in a state usually gets all of that state's electoral votes. This is known as the winner-takes-all system, which is used by most states. However, there are exceptions like Maine and Nebraska, which use a proportional system to allocate their electoral votes. The first candidate to reach 270 electoral votes wins the presidency. This magic number represents a majority of the 538 total electoral votes available. Reaching this threshold is the ultimate goal for any presidential candidate. This system has been around since the founding of our country, but it's been a subject of debate for just as long. The framers of the Constitution designed the Electoral College as a compromise between electing the president by a vote in Congress and electing the president by a popular vote of qualified citizens. Some folks love it, some folks hate it, but one thing's for sure, it's a system that can lead to some surprising results. There have been instances where a candidate wins the popular vote but loses the electoral vote, leading to heated discussions about the fairness and effectiveness of the Electoral College. For example, in the 2000 election, Al Gore won the popular vote but lost the electoral vote to George W. Bush. Similarly, in 2016, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but Donald Trump secured the presidency through the Electoral College. These outcomes have fueled ongoing debates about whether the system should be reformed or even abolished. Critics argue that the Electoral College can undermine the principle of one person, one vote, and that it gives disproportionate power to smaller states. They advocate for a direct popular vote system, where the candidate with the most votes nationwide would win the presidency. On the other hand, supporters of the Electoral College argue that it protects the interests of smaller states and ensures a balance of power. They believe that it encourages candidates to campaign across the entire country, rather than focusing solely on populous urban areas. Regardless of where you stand on the issue, it's clear that the Electoral College is a fundamental part of the American electoral system. Understanding how it works and why it matters is essential for any informed voter. So, the next time you cast your ballot, remember the complex journey your vote takes through the Electoral College. In conclusion, the Electoral College is a unique and often controversial aspect of American democracy. It has shaped the outcome of many elections and will continue to do so in the future. Whether it remains in its current form or undergoes changes, its impact on the political landscape is undeniable. Section 5. Playing fair, tackling voter suppression and gerrymandering. Now, let's get real for a second. Our elections aren't perfect. In fact, they are far from it. While many of us take pride in our democratic process, there are significant hurdles that prevent it from being truly fair and accessible to all. One of the most glaring issues is the long lines at polling stations. Imagine standing for hours just to cast your vote. For some, especially the elderly or those with disabilities, this can be an insurmountable challenge, and it doesn't stop there. Voter suppression is a real and pressing issue. It's like putting obstacles in the way of people trying to exercise their right to vote. This can be seen in various forms, from voters being turned away at polling stations to protesters demanding their rights. Strict voter ID laws are one such obstacle. While they may seem like a simple requirement, they can be a significant barrier for many, especially those without easy access to identification documents. Limited polling places mean that some people have to travel long distances just to vote, and purging voter rolls can unfairly remove eligible voters from the system. Another major challenge is gerrymandering. This is when politicians manipulate the boundaries of voting districts to give their party an unfair advantage. It's a tactic that undermines the principle of fair representation. Think of it like rigging a game of Tetris to make sure you always win. The pieces are manipulated in such a way that one side always has the upper hand, making it nearly impossible for the other side to compete fairly. These practices, both voter suppression and gerrymandering, undermine the very foundation of our democracy. They erode trust in the system and make people feel like their vote doesn't matter, but it's not all doom and gloom. There are countless activists and organizations working tirelessly to combat these issues. They are campaigning for fairer laws, more accessible polling places, and an end to gerrymandering. It's a fight that requires all of us to be vigilant and proactive. Education is also a crucial part of the solution. By informing people about their rights and the importance of voting, we can empower more citizens to participate in the democratic process. Community meetings, workshops, and public discussions are all vital in spreading this knowledge. Additionally, efforts to make voting more accessible are making a difference. Volunteers are helping people register to vote, and mobile voting units are being deployed in rural areas to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to cast their ballot. It's a collective effort, and every small step counts. By working together, we can tackle voter suppression and gerrymandering head-on. We can ensure that our elections are fair, accessible, and truly representative of the will of the people. So, let's keep pushing forward, because every vote matters, and every voice deserves to be heard. Section 6. Don't be fooled. Fighting misinformation and fake news. Hold up, folks. Because we've got another hurdle to jump: misinformation and fake news. In the age of social media, it's easier than ever for false information to spread like wildfire. This can have a huge impact on elections, swaying voters with lies and propaganda. So, how do we fight back? Be critical thinkers. Don't believe everything you read online, especially if it sounds too good to be true. Check your sources, verify information, and don't be afraid to call out BS when you see it. Remember, knowledge is power, and we need to be vigilant in the fight against misinformation. Section 7, Your Vote, Your Future, a Call to Action. So there you have it, America, the US election process in all its glory and complexity. It may not be perfect, but it's the best system we've got, and it's up to us to make it work. Your vote is your voice, your power, your chance to shape the future of this country. Don't let anyone tell you it doesn't matter. So, what are you waiting for? Register to vote, stay informed, and spread the word. Let's make our voices heard and build a better future for all Americans. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and we deserve a government that represents us all. Stay woke, America!
Before we wrap up today's video, I want to introduce you to a fantastic tool that can help you stay secure and anonymous online while you engage in discussions about the election and current affairs. Have you ever worried about your online privacy?
GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting.
Whether you're researching candidates, sharing your opinions, or just browsing the web, GoLogin is here to safeguard your digital footprint. GoLogin is a powerful browser that allows you to create multiple profiles, each with its own unique identity. This means you can browse the web without leaving a trace or being tracked by advertisers. Plus, you can access content that may be restricted in your region. With GoLogin, you can maintain your privacy, keep your personal information safe and secure while browsing, manage multiple accounts, effortlessly switch between different profiles for social media, online shopping, or any other activities without the hassle, bypass geo-restrictions, access content from anywhere in the world without limitations. So whether you're diving into the latest election news, researching candidates, or simply wanting to browse the internet privately, GoLogin has got you covered. Thank you for watching today's video on the USA election process. Remember, your vote matters, and staying informed is key. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more current affairs content. And check out GoLogin to take control of your online presence. See you next time.